All right, guys, we're back once again. Thank you guys all for tuning in for the second sub episode to the Game Changers and Devilmons series for the critical thinking. I appreciate your support as always. If you haven't tuned in to the first one, showcasing the water units, make sure to go ahead and check that out. It should be in my playlist on the main YouTube page. And again, guys, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. So, as you guys know, for those that have maybe are looking at wind and they have not taken an opportunity to look at water, I'm creating this series to talk about units that, in my eyes, are essentially natural four-star game-changing units, and in my eyes are worth investing Devilmon in, depending on where you're at in the game. Okay, there's going to be some units that I'm going to mention without a doubt. No question, I would invest Devilmon in, and then I'm going to have a list of units that are somewhat controversial, depending on your intentions, where you're at in the game, where your progression is in the game. So you can make the assumption or you can make the decision if you want to do it or not. But I would just want to put it out there so that you know that if you do decide to Devilmon it, it's not like it's gone to waste. Okay, so again, this series is catered to the mid to late stage people of the game, the people that are either free to play or kind of in that paying a little bit. Okay, they're not summoning, $300 to $500 plus a month and getting natural four-star fodder like it's no tomorrow. Okay, we have there's a lot of we're just relying on the Devilmons that we get via the events or the week every week, and so we have to be very very um, smart about how we go about putting our Devilmon into units. Okay, so this is going to be one of my top picks, but again, this is going to be another one of those. Why do I do it? So um, first one up, we got to mention it out there. I mean, it's on the top of the list. It's hard to not make a note of it. Lucian. This one can go back and forth. Okay, I personally, in my experience, I personally invested Devilmon when I started to get my Lucians. I was fortunate enough to get one early on, but then I got a second one within reasonable time, and it was at the stage of the game where I've cleared most of the dragons and part of I cleared the dragons and the majority of dragons. I think I was like a dragon B9 auto and whatnot, and I realized that. I'm a PvP addict. Okay, I was working on PvP before PvE, and as you guys followed many YouTubers and streamers out there, you need to get your PvE down before you can work on your PvP units. And I just couldn't get enough of this particular unit that provides the only unit that provides an AoE ignoring attack. We got a lot of units out there that will randomly attack with ignore defense, but this is 100% activation on the ignore defensive skill for an AoE. So as you can tell, as you guys already know, you've seen Lucian time and time again. He is a game changer when it comes to the PvP meta. Okay, so that is why I find value in Devilmon in it. But as you guys know from the previous episode, I made note that if you have the time and the patience and the energy, you can save yourself the Devilmon by taking the time to fuse up the fire jokers. Okay, because the fire jokers is one of the fusible monsters needed to make a Nat 5, and because it's in the class of the Lucians or whatnot, the jokers are all part of the jokers. You have the ability to level up this particular unit. Okay, so if you're talking about the PvP meta and what Lucian is used for in that, okay, they're kind of a one trick pony used to get that, combination of an attack bar booster, or Chloe to prevent the first turn, so you can use them. They're used to take people out right away. So the Devilmon that you're going to be focusing on, you're going to be wanting to invest in that third skill. Now, I can tell you from experience that the higher you go, the different compositions you're going to be bringing, the tankier the units are going to be as far as the hit points goes. So it's not going to be every time that you're just going to be able to knock these out one and done. You might find that you might have to you kill two of the four units and you still have to take them out with your second skill or your first skill, right? So initially, I definitely find value in devil minding them to get the amputation max, leveled out. But obviously, I would take the time to make the fusible units so that I can get these other two skills maxed out. I personally have one my illusions maxed out, and then I think the amputation magic on the second one. I will work on this one, as I see fit. But for right now, I'm doing okay because I know that the amputation magic is really all I want to make sure I get the job done. But again, as you guys know, a great unit, but you can make a reason for taking the time to do it with regards to Devilmon or with the thing, okay? But again, if you're really focused on PvP, you've gotten your PvE done, you're clearing TOA, you're doing the dragons and giants, and you're like, okay, I need to turn it up a notch. I really want to get that Conquer one, or I really want to get that Guardian rank. You need to figure out a way to not only be successful in the AO, but to improve the speed at which you clear AOs. So having yourself a maxed out Lucien is extremely important when it comes to that game, okay? Next one up, and I think this one is going to be the last one again. The last episode I did 2 units that are, in my eyes, game changers. This one I'm also going to do 2 units, okay? The first one was Lucien, as you guys already know. Second one, you've already guessed it, okay? Chisun. Where do we start? Let's go through the skills. We got ourselves the ability to have the graceful of touch for the 30% chance of getting the glancing hit, okay? Very underrated skill set, mind you. People don't see the value in glancing hit, or provoking for that matter. But that's another story. That's for another video. And then of course you got yourself the Muse ability to heal based on 20% of your max HP and provide the attack power for 2 turns. So it's a heal and a buff, and just a well-rounded kit on this particular unit. And if you didn't think that was good enough, then the true OP one, the skill that makes everybody rage in the arena, okay, Fallen Blossom, being able to balance the HP and attack gauge of your target ally, and thereby being able to essentially steal a turn by being able to balance a unit and essentially get their HP or their and their attack bar, or vice versa, where you have it and somebody else is low, and you're basically going to balance it out so that they get it as well. Okay, this particular skill only needs 1 Devilmon to max out. Amuse needs about 3, and 3 to 4, and then this one needs about 4 to 5 for the graceful touch. So again, why is this one an amazing one to Devilmon? This is a game changer. Initially, when the game came out, we had a wide variety of harmful effects, and most notably the hit point disturb. Hit point disturb is what we use to mow down units and force the other healers on the opposing side to heal that particular unit. But we're talking about PvP or PvE, and so when it's coming back at us, or when we're going up against it, we constantly get involved with a hit point disturb. This is basically a loophole, a way around the hit point disturb, by allowing you to balance the HP versus heal it, so to speak. So you guys can understand why this can be valuable. Anytime you get a healer that has 2 types of skills that can provide any type of healing effect on top of a buff, you can clearly see why this is a game changer. All right. So again, guys, I definitely would invest in Devilmon, and for me personally, the 2 and the 3 skill are the ones to invest in. So max that out when you get it done. But I'm going to tell you right now, I was unfortunate enough to I maxed out Graceful Touch before I can max these out, and I do see the value in having a higher percent chance. Now it's not a 100% activation rate; it goes up to 50%. But again, if you're talking about me, or you're talking about people at my stage of the game, where I'm sitting here farming R4, R5, and I'm one of the few people in my raid composition that have a unit that provides glancing hit, you definitely see the value in having a stable array of glancing hit effects going on them, in addition to the attack power break. It's really big. Basically having the boss glancing hit versus critical hit, it is a game changing type of ability. Don't underestimate the glancing hit. Focus on the 2 and 3 skills for those Devilmons. But if you do have the extras, maybe you get some fire sky dancers later on down the road, definitely invest into it. Okay, so those are the 2 game changing monsters for the win that I consider you want to go ahead and worth Devilmoning. The controversial units, again, is going to be ones that I will recommend. I'm not going to say Devilmon it right away, but I'm going to say if you do happen to Devilmon it, don't feel bad, because you will find value in it later on in the game, okay? First one up is going to be, I'm just going to go down the row here. We got ourselves Brean. A lot of us were fortunate enough to take advantage of the latest HOHs for the Light and Dark Death Knights, and we got an opportunity to max this out. But if not, definitely do it out there. This is without a doubt one of the best revivers in the game. Not only revives you, but evens out the hit point ratio of all allies, so making them a little bit more viable, a little more easier to keep up, to sustain. Okay, as you guys know, a lot of these units out there that have the revives, they have the revives and they got a built-in 15 to 20% heal on it with a little heal over time. Well, 15% is not going to keep you alive if the other team is ready to attack and going to one-shot it. They're going to go for that low hit point unit, depending if there's no like defense breaks or whatever. But generally speaking, they're going to go for those low units. And so having the ability to balance it out, and essentially even the playing field is going to be extremely strong. Again, this is providing the hit point disturb. This is providing the attack break, the AoE attack break. So depending on how you rune this particular unit, this can provide a lot of value, not just in the PvP world, or excuse me, the PvE world, but the PvP world when it comes to different types of stall comps, or again, more so on the PvE side when it comes to dungeons, initial dungeon farming, and but more importantly, the TOA or the rifting world. Okay, so this is a great unit. Again, you're more than welcome to wait for those extra fodder as you get them. Me personally, I this is one of those units that, depending on your composition, you might find value in it, but there's so many other units out there that provide an interesting array of kits. I do feel that I go back and forth. It's so funny. I had this on my list. Like I went back and forth. Yes and no. Like this is a viable unit. I still feel like you can get away with this particular unit for the time being, and then if you get the fodder, put it into it. But you might find yourself that you're sitting there trying to climb in TOA, and everybody has recommended Brean as a staple unit when it comes to boss stages. You want to make your attack break a little bit more reliable. You want to make your hit point disturb more reliable because you need to have the hit point disturb in an effort to clear certain boss stages and whatnot. Then yes, you can see a reason for doing it. But again, I'm gonna say it's controversial. It's very very dependent on what you need, when and where. Okay, so again, put it out there. Boom. Foucault, we got ourselves again the water lich, or sorry, the wind lich, kind of similar to the one that I talked about with the water lich. Nothing changes. You have the multiple attacks on the first and second skill, and of course, because this unit has random effects, there's going to be a lot more value in it when you're using it for Necropolis and rifting if you happen to use it for that type of thing. But it's passive, providing the shield and then the decrease of the attack speed for one turn allow you to get more stuns out of it, leading up to the Necropolis boss with this particular skill set if they're going for him. If not, you're still going to find value from the first and two skills. The second skill being the one in Devilmons for sure, because if you max it out, it reduces the cooldown time by 2. So again, a very very unique skill set, and of course, if you're playing around with it in the arena setting, you have the ability to provide a little bit more attack power for your team. So a great unit overall. I love it. I'm a big fan of liches. They've revamped it completely. Big fan of it. Okay, so next one up, I'm gonna put this out there again. Another controversial unit, just depending on where you're at in the game. So like I was talking about with Stella. Okay, this is the wind version of a branding unit that I recommend. Okay, and if you have this particular unit and you are at the stage of the game, your end game, and you're looking to improve your runs, and you've done everything when it comes to units, runes, grindstones, this and that, whatever, but you have an extra slot within your rifting team, and you're looking to mix it up a little bit and see what you can do, not just to provide a way of providing a great branding skill, but to be able to have that skill up, quite a bit. This can be one of the units that you want to go ahead and look into, okay? And so if you're looking for that new toy, this could be the one. So we'll take a look at the skill set. This one's not going to be too important when it comes to rifting. Continuous damage, it's immune to it, so you're not going to see too much value in it. And then, of course, the second skill, which is what we're looking at, being able to leave a branding effect, 100% activation rate, mind you. And then take note that you got the increasing of the attack bar for 2 turns, so you're going to see an improvement of your attack bar increase for those next 2 turns there. In addition to that, you have an ability that's going to hit a 100% critical chance, but we're more concerned about what the skill does when you're on cooldown. You're going to improve the attack speed and recover that HP that you lost every turn until that skill comes back. So the one thing to make note on this one is that between this skill increasing the attack bar for 2 turns and this skill improving the attack speed of the unit, this unit is going to be going quite a bit. In addition to combining it with a violent set, you're going to find this a very viable option for a branding unit when it comes to the rifting world. And so I definitely recommend it to do it. And I wanna go ahead and put it out there. The second and third skill are going to be the most important, but again, just like we stated before, if you're looking at bringing a unit that's going to provide everything you want, but still essentially provide that damage, then yes, you could make a reason for yourself to max out the first skill, because the damage multipliers do go up when you max it out. And again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to clear that rifting boss as soon as we can, because the longer we keep it up, the stronger it gets due to the rage for war, as you guys know. So you could find value in it, but the second and third skill are the most important to Devilmons. So if you have those maxed out and you're fortunate enough to, there you go, get it done. Okay. Next one, this one actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and mention it. This is still kind of unique to the players. This could be one that people could consider leveling up. But again, because I'm only mentioning it to this because I don't want people to make the mistake, basically. So we're talking about, Gamechangers or Devilmons, and we're talking about the controversial ones, okay? This one here can be a unique one when it comes to rifting, if the people are looking for a type of cleanser. But take note, guys, do not waste your Devilmons on this particular unit, because this is one that you can level up through 3-star fight, okay? Out of all the Hargs, this is the only one that's a 4-star. You will get the water ones and the fire ones, quite frequently when you summon them on regular, mystical scrolls that you get. So I just want to put it out there. The second and third skill are definitely ones that you want to go ahead and max out. But again, save your Devilmon. Don't invest in Devilmon, and put out the, wait until you get the 3-star fighter to get it done. Now again, let's say I'm throwing it out there, really, really out there. If you're one of those guys that can't wait or impatient, and you want to invest in it because it is a staple unit of your team right now, then sure, you can make an argument from it. But I say we got nothing but time. Wait it out. Get those 3-star fodder. There's so much more value into doing it. Lord knows there's a lot of people out there that have been playing the game since the beginning of time and busted out some of those Devilmons to max out their Chloes, or essentially put that Chloe into that arena, whatever. They've done a lot of different things, but they learned from other mistakes. I'm trying to help you out when it comes to not making the same mistakes that other people do. Wait until you get the 3-star fodder and invest into it. Okay, so that is it for the wind-based units. In regards to natural 4-star Gamechangers, the main ones being Lucien and Jasoon, and then of course we got some controversial ones to include Hurrah, the Windhard Graviti, Brean, Foucault, a lot of those, combination units. So again, guys, thank you guys all for tuning in for the part 2 of this particular series. Stay tuned. In a day or two, I will be posting the fire version of this particular series. If you have any questions, be sure to put it down in the comment section down below. In addition to that, if you have any units that you want to throw out there for the community, the SW community, put it out there in the comment section down below and share your thoughts, okay? The beauty about this community is that we have extremely knowledgeable people throughout the board, and I want to be able to start creating these videos and not just get my insight, but your guys' insight for the people that are doing it. And so for those of you guys that are watching this video right now and have not seen the comment section, I want you to take a look at people's opinions on that. And if you find value in it, make sure you like their posts so that when people come to this video 1 month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, and they see somebody's legitimate opinion on this particular matter, and it has 12 likes on it, people can consider that one to be, yes, a viable option as far as, investing in Devilmons or whatnot, depending on where you're at, okay? So again, disclaimer again, let's throw it out there. These are my personal recommendations. The Lucien that you're seeing are my personal recommendations. Every other unit that I've mentioned, or any other unit that I haven't mentioned, can or cannot be considered a unit that you can worth Devilmon in, because it just depends on where you're at in the game, your progression, what are your intentions when it comes to making your teams, your synchronized and whatnot. So a lot of things to think about here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off right there before I take this one to an hour. Thank you all for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, ChildishPlays checking out. Take care. We'll see you next time.